Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. So, Ryan Day says last night, we're a tough team! We're a tough team! The question is, that question. The answer? Yeah, pretty good team. Pretty tough team. I would say they're a really good football team. They're just not as tough as Michigan. It's pretty pathetic. Not how they won so much. But this isn't even about giving up 100-something yards on the ground in the second half, getting pushed around in the fourth quarter by Notre Dame's offensive line like that. But I am going to say that if you have to go and win a game that you are supposed to win, you're the favorite to win, and there's a 70% chance of you winning that game, and you only beat them by 3 points on the last second, and you talk about you're a tough team, well, that's your fault for putting yourself, and that team's fault for putting themselves in that position. When you give up 300 yards rushing to Oregon and 600 yards rushing to your big brother, Michigan, in back-to-back games, and you let Michigan put that flag in the middle of the O at your house, which is now the Big House 2.0, by the way. It's not Columbus, Ohio anymore. It's just the Big House 2.0. That's your fault for letting people say that to you, especially leading up to the Michigan game this past year. Which this guy, by the way, Blake Corum didn't play, by the way. We didn't forget what happened. We're tough. We have an attitude. There's an old saying, for confrontation or even an actual fight, the person getting loud and talking a lot and making a lot of hard comments and acting hard and making faces, they're usually the softest ones in the room. So with that being said, until you actually do that with Michigan, us, who, by the way, plays a lot like Notre Dame, and you played a defense that was missing a lot of pieces. So good for you. You only put up 17 points, but you're a tough team. You had to win and score on a defense that had only 10 players on back-to-back plays at the very last second, but you're a tough team. That's right. You gave up over 100 yards rushing in the second half. Your defense, but you're a tough team. And you were up by 10 at one point and let Notre Dame come back and take a lead over you. But you're a tough team. Listen. All jokes aside, congratulations on your win against a top 15 Notre Dame team. They clearly, and I'm a Notre Dame fan, I'm admitting too, they're not a top 10 quality team right now. They're probably going to lose to USC at home, and they'll probably lose at Clemson, because Clemson is clearly a team that should be in the top 15, top 10 as well. They played like a top 10 team yesterday. It just depends how they show up and play their games the rest of the season, if that backs up my theory or not. So with that being said, Ohio State, the players themselves, great game. Ryan Day, you didn't impress anybody yesterday winning that game. You still got Penn State, and you got to come pay your daddy a visit. And until you do that to Michigan, shut your mouth and keep winning. Because again, it's your fault. Your team's fault. But it's mainly your fault that your team gets laughed at and picked on by the whole country, the whole world. That's your fault. Nobody else's. That's your fault.